What's up, y'all? We just got the latest chapter of Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. I know I'm a couple days late with this one, but hey, yo, work was crazy. But we got to talk about how amazing this chapter was. I thought the battle with Nehan and Bakku was over, but it turns out it was a part 2 to this battle, and I'm glad we got it. It was something I didn't know I needed. I felt like Nehan and Jack Joe proved themselves in the last chapter, but then this chapter comes and make me feel like, yo, man, they're even better than I thought they were before, man. This chapter was straight goated. To know that Jack Joe has been holding back this whole time because he was in fear of losing control and becoming his former self, and him not knowing who his former self was, well, he was afraid of what would happen to his friends. It's just insane to me, man. It was just amazing. You know what this chapter reminds me of when it comes to Jack Joe and the Bakku guy? I think he's the 5th rank demon lord. It reminds me of Bleach, and if I don't know if y'all recall the Spartans, but remember the one character Nail. She was the number 3 of Sparta, and you had the guy who I believe he was the number 5 at this time, the one who fought Kapachi and lost. But when you see a little bit more of their flashback, that's what this chapter reminded me of. Like them two characters, Nail and the number 5 of Sparta dude, reminded me of Jack Joe and Bakku. Like, cause it seems as if Jack Joe just didn't want to go out there and be a villain. He didn't want to hurt people for the sake of hurting people. Everything he did was with a purpose. He just really wanted to make friends. And you have it where Nell was very similar. Like, yo, she didn't go out there and just hurt random people. She only did what she had to do to survive. And I feel like these two groups are very similar. Maybe it's just me. You guys can let me know how y'all feel about it. But we about to dive right into it, man. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell if you want more Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi on the channel. Let's try to get this to like 50 to 100 likes. I greatly appreciate it. But the chapter starts off where the last one left off, where you got Nehan and Jack Joe impaling Bakku, and Bakku's just looking like, yo, this is all you got. I was taking it easy on you. You got it where Nehan and them were screaming because they thought they won. But then you just got this amazing panel of Bakku standing behind them like, yo, this can't be the best that you guys really got. Next thing you know, you see he grows more arms, he has more weapons in his hands, and he goes to attack Jack Joe and Nehan. And he's like, yo, it's time that we actually end this. And he says he's not holding back no more. And you see that he's actually going to work on these two. He's putting them down, smashing them into the ground, slashing them up whenever he gets the opportunity. It's to the point where he's actually about to finish them off. But you have it where the two girls jump in. You got Akari, she jumps in, as well as Oni. She blocks the attack that was meant to end Jack Joe as well as Nehan's life. And then you got it where, you know, Baku's like, yo, you still here? And Ono says like, yo, I just don't know when to give up. And next thing you know, you see he does an attack. Bakku does an attack that pretty much knocks out both of the girls, man. Have them on the ground coughing up blood, eyes rolling, you know, pupils disappearing, turning white, falling to the ground. Next thing you know, you got it where Bakku is saying like, yo, you know, what a utter state you're in, Jack Joe. And we learn a little bit more about Jack Joe's past. He was like, yo, you've always been a soft-hearted demon lord, you know, who longed for human friends. And you got it with Jack Joe. He's hearing all this for the first time. He's always wondered how his former self was. And you got it where we get a little bit of a flashback where Jack Joe, you know, before he came to Earth, you know, came to our realm, is talking to Bakku and saying like, yo, you know, the human world has this thing called mangas. I think it's really dope when they do stuff like that, you know, bring in, you know, real stuff from our world into the manga series. But he's like, yo, these manga series are hilarious. Of course, Bakku, when he's hearing it, he's like, yo, are they strong? He's like, nah, it's something that makes you laugh. And they got other cool stuff like karaoke, bowling, and he starts naming all this different stuff that the human world has. And he says like, yo, the human world is not like the demon world. Well, it's all about strength and fighting. You know, humans have other things that's important to them. He's like, yo, I want to go to the world I want to go to the human world. I want to try living there. I want to become friends with humans. And you got it with Baku's like, yo, we're friends. Why would you even do that? But you got it where apparently 10 years ago, Jack Joe, he disappeared, he vanished, and to avoid by being detected, he reverted to his weakest form, which is like the current form that he has right now. He used that to sneak into the human world. And you got it where Bakku, he's kind of pissed and upset about it. He says, what a joke, throwing away your power just to have human friends. He's like, yo, the whole thing is about power. Power is absolute. Depending on others will always make you weak. And you got it where, Jack Joe is looking like, yo, I wasn't an evil demon lord. And then you even have it where Nehan is having thoughts where he had flashbacks about conversations he had with Kiyoshi, where he was talking about, yo, should Jack Joe ever revert to his past self? I don't know if I could stop him if he turned out to be evil. And of course you got Kiyoshi saying like, well, if he did, I just exercised him. But I don't think we have anything to worry about. So Kiyoshi had faith from the very start, and I wonder if maybe he was able to sense that. Like, I wonder how Kiyoshi was able to be so worry free. Is it because how powerful he is and he knew like, yo, if that is the case, I'll just wipe him out? Or was it something more to it? I mean, maybe we'll find out at some point in time. But of course you got it where Jack Joe, he's excited that he wasn't a bad person in the past with his previous life. And he says now he can start going all out. He can stop holding back. Then you have it with Bakku observing, and he's like, yo, this power, this pressure, this is way more than what he had when he was in the demon world. So he's became even stronger. And I believe it's because, Nehan is adding his power to it as well, to Jack Joe's power as well. You have it where they go to strike, they end up scraping the face of, Bakku, and Bakku's just surprised. Next thing you know, they go with a punching blow to send him flying. And you got it where Bakku is just pissed, he's getting upset, but he does one of his final attacks, the 6 infernal spears of war. He goes to attack, Nehan and Jack Joe. He actually does a lot of damage, but Nehan manages to stand to his feet and says, you're wrong. People are their best when they're fighting for others. And I love it. Yo, and you see, it looks like he's shooting a tail beast bomb. Yo, this junk looks crazy as hell. But next thing you know, you got him actually piercing through your boy Bakku with this attack called Demon Banishing Lance Spear. You got it where the girls wake up, they are able to bear witness to everything that just happened. Next thing you know, their fusion becomes undone. They separate, both of them fall to the ground, bloodied up, battle scar, and they look up in the sky, they both knuckle up and say, yo, we did it, Kiyoshi. And I feel like that was an amazing way to end the chapter. This chapter was something we didn't need, but we definitely got, and I love it, man. But I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts, man, about this chapter. How did y'all feel about Nehan? How did y'all feel about the chapter as a whole? How do you think about Jack Joe's past? Are you surprised that he was actually nice from the very beginning? And I wonder if it's going to get to a point where his actual past memories actually come back. I mean, who knows? Maybe it already did, and he just hasn't realized yet. But let me know your thoughts, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.